Say hello to the Lenovo Legion 7i. And this, I think, is one of the best gaming laptops you can get here in 2024. It has impressive power. It has a great graphics card. It's got plenty of RAM. And it's got a lot of other great things going for it, too, like this beautiful 16-inch display. It's got a kill switch over on the side for the webcam, which is nice for your privacy. It's got pretty good sound. Okay, it has okay sound. The sound's not as great as I would like. It has downward firing speakers, but listen to this. It's got a 14 Gen i9, Core i9, which is fantastic. That's going to be great for whether you're multitasking, whether you're doing video editing, whether you're playing games. It's got the 10K edition, the TKL or TK 10 key on the side. It's got 32 gigs of RAM, a terabyte SSD storage, a 4070 graphics card with 8 gigabytes of RAM, a 16-inch screen, at Quad HD Plus resolution at 240 hertz. Now, the screen on this thing, I think, is beautiful. I think it's got great, nice, even lighting. It's got great responsiveness. It doesn't have G-Sync, so if you care about that, maybe that's a ding for it. And if you're wondering what G-Sync is, what it does is it allows the frames per second and the refresh rate on your monitor to sync up so that we don't have any tearing and things like that when you're playing games. But I haven't noticed any of that. All I've noticed is that it has amazing performance. So everything that I play on here, which of course I can't play Boom Beach. There's no Boom Beach on here. But I have played Elden Ring on here. I played Valorant on here. I played Call of Duty on here. I played Fortnite on here. I played The Last of Us, the remake. This laptop can play some serious games. And what's great about it is it's not trying to be something that it's not. Like sometimes you get a laptop, it's like $1,000, $800. You get like a 60 series graphics card or something like that, and you try and push the limits on it, and you find the limits really quick. What the nice thing about this one is every 2024 title I've played, all the AAA stuff runs fantastic, and Quad HD Plus is where it's at. I mean, it's even got a 230 watt power supply, which you can see right here, the power supply, you got the cable and all that stuff. It's got sufficient length on it, which is nice, and it's kind of heavy. And it has a dedicated connection slot on the back, which one other nice thing you have on the back is an HDMI slot, and then all of the heat comes out of the back here. And let's go ahead and do a fan test, just so you can hear that. I want you to hear how loud the fan gets. Some people have complained about it. It does get loud, but here's the thing. When you're doing any serious gaming on any gaming laptop, they're all loud. Like some of them are a little bit less. This one, a little bit more loud than others, but it complements the performance and the games run great. So it's like, do you want to have something that manages the heat and makes a little bit extra noise, but also the nice thing is you put on some headphones, you don't notice it. It's more going to be for your neighbors, like if you're in a library, if you're in a McDonald's, if you're on an airplane. And this is kind of hard to take on an airplane, but I did it. I did it. But anyway, here's the noise test. Here we have the fan speed, just so you can get an idea of what the noise is like. This is on the highest level with the fan, and then you see you've got all the ventilation here in the back. And like I said, this is on high. Got Elden Ring running, and it's not too bad. The way the fans are nowadays, it just mostly sounds like air as opposed to like a loud fan or noise associated with that. So here we have it, and this is with the phone back here, kind of more like listening distance. So like you definitely hear it, of course, but I think it kind of blends in the background all right when you're playing games. And if you have a headset on, you definitely don't hear it. All right, so as you can see, it can get a little noisy, but if to kind of offset that, you can change the profile, go to balance mode, go to power saving mode, you can turn it down, and if you put it on like max super turbo mode, then yeah, it's going to be louder, and that's of course something you're going to want to complement with games like the latest Call of Duty, Black Ops 6, Elden Ring, things like that. They're very intensive, but I love this thing, and I love this white color. So the white color is beautiful. And then, of course, you got the RGBs on it, so whenever you open it up, one nice thing it is you can open the screen with one hand, and then you've got the beautiful RGBs on the keyboard, and it's even got a fingerprint scanner built into the power button, which is nice. And then when you have it on power, you can actually tell what profile you're in based off of the color around the rings. You change the profile, it's supposed to change color, and the touchpad is nice. I love the build quality on this thing. Like, the build quality is super nice, and it's got a nice soft texture, really good responsive, nice click. Here you can hear this. That's the touchpad on here. The keys are nice and responsive. I feel like they've got great key press length on them, nice spring to them. So one nice thing I like about playing games on this one is when you play games on it, you can do it without having to connect an external keyboard. Sometimes, especially in days of old, you would have to like, all right, I've got a cool gaming laptop. Let me connect the mouse. Let me connect the controller. Let me connect the keyboard. Of course, you still want to play with the controller or the mouse. Like, you really don't want to be playing Black Ops 6 with the touchpad. I mean, I guess you can. But whenever you play on here, you really want to use an external mouse. But then the keyboard actually works really, really well. So I've had no complaints with the keyboard. It's great to type on. I mean, I type 100 words per minute. I can do that on this keyboard really, really well. And then, like I said, it's got a 1080p webcam, and then it's on the side over here. I love this kill switch because all you have to do is just slide the little kill switch, and it turns off the webcam. So if you're worried about that, if you like your privacy, if you like not, because I never really thought about it, but it was funny because when I was in law school, a lot of people I would see with their webcams, they would put like a piece of tape or something over the webcam because I guess they were really worried about somebody spying through the webcam. But anyway, you can use the switch, you can turn it off. And then you do have an expandable slot in here for an extra hard drive, so you can do that if you want. It does come with the 1 terabyte at the $16.99 price. So this is $16.99, fully outfitted, 32 gigs of storage, Core i9, 14 gen, and then you've also got the 4070, 8 gigabytes of RAM. And you're probably wondering why I'm throwing out that 8 gigabytes of RAM. Whenever it comes to a graphics card, it has its own RAM. It has its VRAM. It's not just like, okay, yeah, you've got a great 4070, it consumes power, it puts out power, but whenever you're loading textures and shaders and playing these high-quality graphics games, 8 gigabytes is really kind of that sweet spot where you can get good performance for Quad HD. So if you're playing on Quad HD 2K graphics, 8 gigabytes is a really nice complementary amount of RAM to go along with the graphics card, so that way you can have the best experience. And you're going to notice this mostly in more modern games, and especially like Call of Duty, and you can see it the settings and things like that. So that is nice. It even has a dedicated media card slot. So let's take a look at this real quick. We've got some slots on here. We've got a USB Type A 3.2 Gen 1, always on port. You've got one 3.2 Gen 2, one Thunderbolt 4, and a headphone jack. And then on the other side, you've got a USB 3.2 one port, the kill switch, and another 3.2 Gen 2 display port, and the SD card slot. So you've got plenty of slots here. But one thing that I really want to harp on that's really important to me, USB Type A over here, USB Type A over here. So I really feel like a lot of these laptops nowadays, especially the smaller ones, the 14 inches, they really like to be more modern and go Thunderbolt or USB-C only. And that's a big no-go for me. This one, USB-A on both sides. So it's ambidextrous when it comes to the connections. So that way you can plug in whatever you want to your heart's content. And then you don't have to worry about getting a converter going from USB Type A to Type C. So that's really nice. The media card is really nice too. So yes, this is a gaming laptop. It's got the Legion name on there, and it's got all these great things. But what else is synonymous with having a great graphics card? Content editing. So we're in a world now where this isn't like it was 10 years ago, where graphics designers and like video editors were really more of a professional thing. With the advent of YouTube forever ago, and then TikTok, Instagram, all these different various mediums that people use and create content. They make videos, they make shorts, they do all these graphics design things. You could do that really well with this. And that SD card slot is great for being able to transfer stuff over from your camera and then move data back and forth. But also, you're going to be able to edit really well with the 4070, 8 gigabytes of RAM. That's plenty of VRAM, even for 4K editing. I edit on a MacBook, so I use Final Cut Pro, but you can use DaVinci Resolve, Premiere, all sorts of different things on here that can take advantage of that. So if you want kind of a one-stop shop, one-size-fits-all, and that's where this comes into play, whereas you take a look at a MacBook. So I've got an M3 Max MacBook Pro 16-inch, and I paid like $2,800 for that sucker, and it is amazing. Like, it's amazing when it comes to video editing, but I can't play no stinking games. So if you want to play games, but you still want to do video editing, and you use a video editor that's not Final Cut Pro, then this is a really great one-stop shop because you can get the best of both worlds. Plus, this white color is really beautiful. Like, there's not a whole lot of laptops that you can get these days that come in a white color. Everything's black, gray, charcoal, carbon, whatever, right? You get this nice, beautiful white chassis, the lid, everything with this aluminum all the way around it. Like, it is a beautiful laptop. I got to give some major kudos to Lenovo. It's a beautiful laptop. And then one other thing, icing on the cake, I know I mentioned this earlier, but it's got an HDMI on the Mac. So you can do dual monitor support. So dual monitor support, that's great for gaming. That's great for setting this up, using it kind of like a workstation mode. And then you've got power galore, right? A 4070 with a 16-inch screen, 240 hertz. That 240 hertz is so nice, especially when you're doing gaming. Like I play Fortnite, you play some other games, crank that sucker up, you get that 240 hertz. It's beautiful for playing Valorant, which I play a lot, which, Plat 2, not bad for being a 40-year-old man. But anyway, I'm going to get off of that. But overall, here's the thing. At $16.99, I think it's very well priced. I think that it offers tremendous power. The big downside is the battery. And here's the thing. Like, I talk about battery on these things just like I do with the handhelds. Like, yeah, you can get a couple hours out of it, but that's going to be like some browsing. You're going to be in like balance mode. You're going to be in low power mode, power saving. You're going to be maybe watching Netflix with the brightness down on the screen. And the brightness is beautiful. Like, the screen on this thing looks absolutely stunning. And I really do like the screen on it. Like, whenever you talk about the screen, we talk about gaming, talk about watching content, like you can see, even with all the light in here, it has a very anti-reflective screen. So you're not getting a bunch of reflections off of the screen, which is super nice because you don't want that glare on there when you're trying to edit videos, when you're trying to play games and all that stuff. And I also really like having the 10 key on here as well. So the 10 key, in addition to the regular keyboard, if you're doing work, if you're doing constructive stuff, you're going to school, like, this is a really well balanced laptop because you can use it for so many things. When it comes to laptops, like, yeah, you get a cheaper one and you can just do word processing, homework, and things like that. But the nice thing about the higher level laptops is they do the lower level stuff just as well, but then you have that added flexibility. And I think the price is good. Like, yeah, $16.99 is expensive, right? But when you take a look at one, it's a Lenovo. It's got brand recognition. You know that it works well. You know that they're going to take care of you. You know you got the good warranty. But also, a 14 Gen i9, a Core i9, you get 32 gigs of RAM, terabyte of storage, 4070, and all the extra nice stuff. You got the 1080p webcam, the speakers, yeah, they're kind of meh. But overall, in this entire total package, I think that it's very complimentary. I think that it performs well among its peers, and it's something that's going to last you for a long time. These new 4000 series graphics cards in the laptops we've got this year, they're solid. 230 watts of available power from the power cord. Yeah, I think that they did a good job here. Windows 11, all that great stuff. So if you're interested in getting a gaming laptop that's also great for everything else, it's also good for content creation, then the Lenovo Legion 7i, it may just be it for you. And on top of that, again, I love this beautiful white color. Like, it really stands out. And back to my story. So I took this sucker. I flew to China recently. I went to China and Japan for a week for work. And you better believe I had this out of my bag on my tray on my plane, on my super long plane flight, and people were like, "Oh my gosh, I think it's gigantic." But anyway, 16-inch screen, 2K graphics, beautiful stuff, and yeah, that's all I got. So if you have any questions, comments, gripes, concerns, all that stuff, of course, go to the comment section. I'll do my best to get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching. I'll see you guys next time.